postponing putting this vlog up. The storages all went up for auction. There's one little one left. It was just the overflow of stuff that needed to go in the other units. And that one's bid up real high. It has a little bit of my sewing stuff in it. But my big unit with my eBay store with over $39,000 of stock listed, and then a bunch of stuff that hasn't been listed. Big, huge unit, my warehouse. With my computers and all kinds of stuff in there. Oh, Jesus. Sickening. The person that got that apparently got it by fluke and never bid before, and has kids, and she does eBay apparently, and I've seen the stuff on the internet for sale. Just saw it today. Anyway, and the word was that there was like $2,000 in cash in different places in the unit, which that's possible because I've been really, really sick, the entire year before I went into the hospital. So I was functioning on really bad health, barely functioning. And and also I had a huge concern because, I didn't expect or plan to lose, all my stuff at all. But, there was nobody that could help. I reached out to a reseller to, try to sell a bunch of stuff to try to save the storages. And they just they got real picky and they wanted to pick like 8 little items and all that. And it was just like so worthless for me financially. I was marking stuff down by the day. I actually had a refunded $1,000 of orders on eBay. I chickened out, like a week or so before the auctions because I didn't want to lose my online accounts by canceling orders. If I didn't have enough money to bail it out. At that point, it was like $2,100 in late fees and all to bail just the eBay unit out. And then, the other units were cheaper. But, I marked that stuff down like the crack sale pretty much because, I figured, man, if I can't get a couple grand out of 39K in stock, that'd be pretty amazing. But, we didn't hit Q4 till just recently. And then that's when it starts banging, right? So, it just is really painful. Really, really painful. And there was, a briefcase and eBay unit that I kept on my desk of my dad's stuff with a book that he wrote and that I could never get again. I've looked on the internet too, and I can't get it. And actually, that was rescued. Thank God. Hopefully, it's not damaged when I get it because it's very old and quite frail. So I didn't even crack the book open. I've left it in its case. And then it also has a scarf that I made for my dad before I was like 18 years old. I was making crocheted scarves and ponchos and baby blankets for people on the side when I was bartending, with fake ID. I was making pretty good money, making stuff like that on the side. And so it had that in there, and it had one of the hats my dad wore, right? And it was of a ship that he was on in the Navy. And so I've had that case. Um, and, that was real important, including the last pillow that he slept on. um, have that I made and gave to him years ago with the United States Navy on it, amongst other things. But anyway, found out today that someone has that case for me. That's just really a blessing right there. Oh, now the big trick is to get it. I may have to send a friend to go get it. But yeah, so the eBay store went up for I think around $500 or something like that. I've got copies of it. I watched the auctions. It was pitiful. I did have a friend attempt to try to bid on everything, but it was out of their league. They just really didn't have the extra money. And I mean, I offered the title to my car and all kinds of stuff. Yeah. Uh, so um, it was pretty pitiful. Uh, my personal unit, a little 10 by 15, it had all my personal clothes in it, my kitchen stuff, um, some VHS tapes, uh, the seats to my car, a Navy airplane for my dad that I got for my dad, and some other things. Uh, the person when that my gold seahorse fountain, oh, that's just pitiful, from the Adams house, from 1953. Um, the person that got that got a U-Haul and took all the clothes and donated them to a secondhand store. All my clothes. And here I am with a little bit of summer clothes and 2 pairs of shoes to my name, not even a jacket. Yeah, yeah. And so all that's gone. Yeah. And that unit went for huge money. I think it was like $600 I had bid on that little unit. My personal clothes, my kitchen stuff, and that. I did have a really cool little slot machine in there, um, that I had uh, uh, purchased at Ala Capri Casino years ago. And that's really sad, to have lost that. And some other little personal things, decorator things. But that unit went for like 600. I was like, I can't believe there been that. But they thought that they listed the fountain as a table, and there's a table on the internet that's in the thousands. It's kind of like that, but it's not a table, it's a fountain. And so that's probably what triggered them to bid on that like that, which was stupid. But anyway, um, and then there was a big giant fake Louis Vuitton bag that I got as a joke that I was going to give to my brother JD to put in his new Mercedes and use it for a gym bag because I thought it was hilarious. And because you can't sell that stuff, you can't ship it through the United States Post Office. It's a federal offense. Um, but I had got it at a Goodwill store for like $30, and it's a big giant bag. And I talked to a lady, and she said, "Yeah, I got a fake one too." She says, "And I use it to go to the casino with." I said, "No, hey, there's a game plan." But anyway, so that unit went for like 600, but the person donated all my clothes. Oh, God. And don't even have the money for me to buy them back, you know what I mean? To a local secondhand store. Then uh, my big 10 by 30, which had all my sewing supplies in it, some more of Showgirl in it and stuff. Um, and about 20 boxes of my daughter's stuff in it that I still hadn't sorted out that was left. That unit, uh, the person that got that for like $100, And my friend was bidding on it and didn't bid enough, but that person got that for $100, and then they put a Craigslist ad and for a bunch of stripper costumes, which all this stuff was new and had tags and needed to go in a retail store. And somebody from Sammy's Fort Walton came down, which was probably a house mother, came down and gave him $2,000 for some crates of costumes that I make and stuff. And somebody said, God, I can't believe you even sell it like that. I said, I don't sell my stuff like the crack sale for 10 cents on the dollar. It was worth a whole lot more than that. Even when I run costumes on the road and dress entertainers, I carry 400K in retail stock with me. But that's not all I own. I had enough to set up 3 full retail stores, and that's why I was going to open a retail store like a year ago. But that didn't work out well. I was getting ready to open one up in the mall. Um, and so I've talked to other renters and stuff, and they were like, the guy's a creep, the guy that runs the mall and everything, and he's a liar, and this, that, and the other. And there's problems with permits to get permits, and it takes months, and, I wasn't in for doing any illegal stuff, because you can't sell anything, you know, in a storefront without having all your licensing. I've been licensed in 3 states for a great many years so that I could run costumes, and I've paid taxes for years and years on my business quarterly. But the pandemic put me in bad shape, so I haven't been able to do much, since the pandemic. And the last thing I would list online is, Showgirl, because you only get 1/4 of the price. And already today I've seen some of that stuff up there. I've seen some of my personal clothes actually up there that were mixed in with Showgirl, because I had to sort some stuff out and see which was Showgirl and which was actually mine, because a lot of inventory was stolen in the storages in Alabama and before the pandemic. And so, I needed to sort through stuff and see what part was mine, what part was retail. But anyway, so it's really sad, because like I have no winter clothes. It's gonna be in the 30s all this week, um, and all I've got is my car, which is in bad shape, and not much gas, and um, looking for other jobs. And I pulled down like 2,000 ads off of one of my online stores, because I don't have the inventory. It all went in auction. Refunded, a little bit over $1,000 in orders that I had on vacation mode, um, that I was going to try to push to get the money to, bail the stuff out or try to auction bid. But, uh, I refunded all that back because I got scared. I didn't want to lose my accounts and then have to do a bunch of returns and then have them, put negative feedback up on me or something, because I couldn't ship. So, yeah. So where do we go from here? I don't know. All my patterns are gone. I worked years developing those. Some were designed by one of my other kids years ago when she was like 8. She had some fabulous designs. And then my youngest child did some designs, and they were really neat. And it took years to, develop all those patterns. And, it would take years again to do it over again. It's horrible. Sewing machines, all my supplies, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of supplies and fabric. I had over 100K in fabric alone that was uncut. That's right. Uh, that's because I used it all the time. Okay, it's not like I was in the storage business. It was because that was inventory I worked with all the time. If I had an order for a red gown, I had red fabric. If I had an order for a black velvet gown, I had 3 different types of black velvet. I mean, just whatever it was, I could make it if I didn't have it already made. I had the fabric to make it with. And there were some specialty fabrics that I had bought. that I could never buy again. I bought the entire bolt, and they don't print it anymore. So, that was going to be another thing would start running out a majority of the fabric online, and the last thing to go would be Showgirl because it just sells for like one quarter of the price on the internet. It just doesn't sell on the internet. It has to be to people dressed alive. So that person down at Sammy's that got a whole bunch of that stuff for 2,000. The person was going, God, they got $2,000. I said, well, that's not crap because it was worth a whole lot more than that. All the price tags are on everything. Okay, so yeah, you don't have a clue. It's not like two pieces cut for $20 that are handmade. No, and most of my stuff is rhinestone and studded and beautiful stuff, absolutely beautiful stuff. So yeah, everything is gone. So I don't know. I mean, I don't have my CDs, my cassettes, nothing. I mean, it just the TVs, everything is just gone. Um, you know, so I couldn't get any help from anybody. I did talk to one good friend of mine, and they said, "Oh, I thought it wasn't yet." And I'm like, "No, I saw you the day before the stuff went on auction. I was sitting in your office. I laid the phone down right there with the auctions on it and showed you. Tomorrow is it. Can you help?" Mm-hmm. But no. And then at the last second, the storage company changed how they do the deposits for the units. When it was 100, it went to 100, 200, 300, and 400, depending on how much square footage was in the unit for the deposit that's refundable after they empty it. Yeah. So everything is gone. Yep. So there's one person to thank that's been making my life real difficult lately. Yeah. Hope they can live with themselves. But anyway, I don't know. I don't know. To restart my business, I mean, that was developed so many years ago. And to try to, you know, my patterns and everything. And the bad part is, did the patterns go to the trash or is somebody going to use them? Um, yeah, because I own those patterns are registered to me. You know, God, a mess. Everything gone. It's thousands, thousands of dollars. Hey, Blue Jeans, how are you? So, um, thank you for the thumbs up. So, I basically have virtually nothing. Um, that friend of mine was like, "Why didn't you? Why didn't you?" I said, "Well, why didn't you what? I did not at all expect to lose everything I owned, not in any way, shape, or form. I had two jobs that I had got, 2 months before that, and I should have, had the payroll to accommodate all that and handle it all, no problem. But I had two jobs that clown me around, and one of them is this last one, and it's been over 30 days. Can't even get my pay, you know. So yeah, it's been snowing. Yeah, well, it's winter time now. you know, Pretty much most of the states anyway. So yeah, so that's where I'm at. So you know, you can click the link below, buy me a coffee if you want. That'll make things better. Um, if you want to donate to my restart, all my links and donation links and stuff are down below in the description box if you can help. Um, Otherwise, I'm looking for some other work and I don't know where we go from here. Yeah, too young to retire, so I can't Social Security the deal. Had a couple people say that. One of my lawyers said that. Well, you don't fall for Social Security. I said I'm not old enough. You know, be real. But anyway, so yeah. And I'm not a welfare person. I'm just not out for the welfare thing. I've done that like once in my life. Welfare and unemployment. I'm just not into all that. So, yeah. But anyway, I hope you guys have a really great and blessed day. Tell me your thoughts. I love you guys. I hope you have a good day. Be kind to a stranger. And I will see you in the next one. I love you.